Good afternoon, my friends. Thank you for being here with us. More episode of Kardec After Lunch, hosted by Kardec Radio. And if you allow me to make some announcements, please don't forget to download the app, Kardec Radio, and enjoy the programs and podcasts. Also, if you have some questions, feel free to interact with Kardec Radio Twitter account, sending questions, comments, suggestions. And know that all this work is done by volunteers, but there are costs associated with web and app hosting, along with broadcast and publishing. So please be kind and donate so this work of love may continue for many years to come. God bless you. Additionally, we have Kardec After Lunch, part of spiritismstudy.org, have been invited to broadcast along with Discover Spiritism Network, and our videos, or weekly videos, Monday through Friday, have been kind of syndicated and also streamed live to the YouTube channel, uh, and also to Facebook Live. And we are on school vacation now. Hi, Mike. Love you. We're on school vacation now, and because of that, we are actually able to honor the namesake of our show, Kardec After Lunch. And as it was intended from the get go, I would like to make this show really try to coincide with most people's like lunchtime, at least in the US. So next week, we're going to be moving our weekly show, Monday through Friday, to 12:30 or thereabouts. We're going to try to also coincide with Kardec Radio. That way, we are able to, and if we have to, we'll make changes. That way, we'll make just one broadcast and be able to reach all those channels at the same time. Hi, Karina. Thank you for being with us. And uh, but because our show on Kardec Radio is weekly, and our other efforts are Monday to Friday. So on Monday to Friday on Spiritism Study, we're able to read one Kardec book each day. So starting with the Spirit's book on Monday, and finishing with Genesis on Friday. Hi, Rihanna. Thank you for being with us. So I'm still thinking about different ways that we can kind of cover some, um, let's say, a book that is not easily or commonly talked about, because I see that there are many shows, many live programs already deal with Spirit's book, gospel, and whatnot. So today I was thinking, and why not talk about heaven and hell, which is not, I guess, perhaps usually studied in a group in spiritual societies, and I think we could benefit from it, especially because, in summary, it deals with the accounts, the communications by spirits, uh, who telling us what is their state in the afterlife and the correlation with the life they lived before being, going through this incarnation. So I think it's very fitting for us to also visit this book. It will be like an experience, and perhaps a new experience to us. But feel free to interact, as many of you have done already, and let us know, perhaps, if this suits your needs or if it doesn't suit your needs, and how can we adapt our efforts to better serve you. Because all in all, this effort is meant to ins- create an incentive, or perhaps find a way to show you how beneficial an active participation or active program of study may be for you. So I really like to invite you to go from the passive state of listening, or just reading by yourself or watching a lecture to actually having a program of study that you either make part of a study group, or if instead of reading by yourself, you perhaps can make part of our project. We have volunteers who are willing to donate their time and share their knowledge with you and assist you in your program of study. All of that for free. So, but let's start. Um, I'm not going to start at the very beginning because, like I said, the idea is not for you to watch every video in sequence instead of reading the book, actually. So I will start and we have some commentary about it. Okay. We're reading part one, chapter three. We're talking about heaven, the idea of it. So, paragraph number six, where we read that spirits are created simple and ignorant, but endowed with aptitudes so that they may eventually know everything and evolve as a result of their free will. So, right there in this first sentence, it summarizes so much of the doctrine and so much of what many of us struggle to understand. Many of us think that some of us are created with special privileges, that we are born knowing how to do many things, or knowing how, or have many virtues that were just gifted to us. And thank you, Rihanna, for your comment. And this is not true. We are not privileged in any way. Even the angels were not created as angels. We just perhaps created this belief, thinking that once we found out about them, we we believe that they existed from the beginning, and that's not true. They also were created simple and ignorant, and will have to fulfill all those tasks uh, to be able to attain the progress, because there is no progress without the merit. Nothing is gifted to you, only the opportunity. So, and we all progress in accordance to the utilization of a free will. But also be mindful that uh, just by trying, there's no guarantee of advancement just by trying, right? Or perhaps your idea or my idea of success, it's not guaranteed. What is guaranteed is the opportunity, and progress is the positive that you take from it. Oh, Matthew Mills, also thank you for your comment. So let's continue. By evolving, they acquire new knowledge, new faculties, new perceptions, and consequently, new pleasures unknown to less evolved spirits. So you see, as we fulfill, it's really we fulfill our purpose, because God created us with a purpose and the ability to fulfill it. And if you were not born with the ability to fulfill that purpose, know that we have the means to acquire it, right? And it has to be through our own effort. It is part of our progress, part of our development is to seek, and you shall find. But seek is the required action. You cannot find by merely waiting for it to show in the footstep, right? They see, hear, feel, and comprehend what less evolved spirits cannot see, hear, feel, or comprehend. Happiness is the direct result of the progress that has been made. Thus, of two spirits, one may not be as happy as the other solely because it is not of the same degree of intellectual and moral advancement. However, it is not necessary for each one to be in a separate place. So you see, our level of happiness is always going to be a direct result of how we see the opportunities They are created for us in order for us to develop our intellect, our morality, and our spiritual side. So many people say happiness is a state of mind, and to me, if you know, only if you try to understand how the system works, you'll be able to derive some happiness from it. And that's how it happened with me. As I became, interested and started reading each one of the doctrine books, from the Spirit's book to Genesis, you become better and better acquainted with how the system works. But know that you're not gonna know it all by the first reading you have of it. To be honest, it's a quite complex reading at times, and that's why I decided to start this project so we can offer others the assistance in starting their studies. But I think there is a providential reason why the doctrine was written in such a language, and I think we owe to God to elevate ourselves to the level of the doctrine instead of trying to simplify the doctrine into a pamphlet and hand it out on the street corners. So uh, I think it's incumbent upon us to dispense the required effort so we can understand it and practice and assist others in their struggles to understand and practice. The doctrine should serve to change your thoughts, your words, and your actions so we can be a bona fide agent of the providence with intent and purpose. So, although they may exist side by side, one may be in darkness, while everything seems resplendent to the other, like a blind and a sighted individual who have joined hands. One perceives the light, while the other does not receive the least impression of it. Since the spirit's happiness is inherent to their own individual qualities, they can enjoy it anywhere they may find themselves, whether on the earth or in the midst of incarnates or in space. That's one very, very, very strong affirmation that happiness is a state of mind, and you can find happiness anywhere, even by yourself, even when you think you're alone, which in reality you're not. So, but in order for us to take this from just an affirmation, take it from a sentence written in a book to knowing and practicing, it requires study. It requires you to read it first, study many times later, discuss amongst others, and from that discussion, being enlightened, changing your ideas, and changing the application as well, because the application will necessarily change. Nothing, no solution that we find for a problem now will be the same solution later. Um, this is fluid, is flexible. It's meant to be this way, really, to assist us in our development. So, we're getting close to the end of our allotted time. I thank for each and every one of you for viewing, participating, sharing, supporting, and know that this is meant to be really simple in order to for people to understand there is not that great of a distance between those who are watching us and those who are speaking, those who are hosting the video. Thank you, Deuce, for joining us. So please understand the only thing necessary for your advancement is your willpower. Thank you. Godspeed to all.